Alright, today I'm going to be ranking every of the 13 X-Men movies from Fox. Before this did about Fox, we had 13 movies in total. There were still two that released after they bought it, which was New Mutants and Dark Phoenix, but we're still going to rank all of them. This is my personal list, how much I enjoyed this movie. Does it mean that a movie that is low on my list, it's a bad movie in general, or just how much I enjoy those movies personally as a Marvel fan? So if I put an example of a movie that you love close to the last spot, it doesn't mean, like, don't go to me in the comments and try to kill me. If you guys want to, let me know your list in the comments. Let's do this. Coming in at dead last spot at number 13, it is a New Mutants. Bad movie, bad story. I didn't even finish the movie. I still have like 20 minutes to watch, but it just wasn't it. Probably one of the worst Marvel movies I've ever seen in my life. I think it's like top 3 worst Marvel movies of all time. So I had to be dead last. Coming in at number 12, it is X-Men Dark Phoenix. Movie was rushed. It was re-released 3 or 2 times. I'm not exactly sure. It was just a disaster. It was rushed. I think the script was rushed. The director and the producer did a bad job. The acting was okay, I guess, ish, but like I really love Jean Grey, character villain, and X-Men: The Last Stand, and this one just didn't hit the spot personally. Number 11, we have X-Men Origin Wolverine, the first of the solo Wolverine movie in the trilogy that we had. I remember like seeing this movie as a kid and actually kind of liking the movie-ish. Seeing Ryan Reynolds as like the Deadpoll, which was a completely different Deadpool we had later on, but it was hilarious. I think I loved the relationship between Logan and his brother Sabretooth in that movie. I love that. It was nice to see, I guess. But the movie has a story and everything. It's just not good. It just doesn't hit a spot. And who can forget the famous claws that looked like they were cartoonish in that movie, which I don't know what they did there, but it was bad. Number 10, we have X-Men: The Last Stand. I remember as a kid, so that came out in 2007, as I was 6. I remember seeing theaters when I was 6 years old, and I remember not liking the movie. As a young Marvel fan, when I was 6, 2007, seeing theaters. I think when you see the movie as a kid and you hate it, it's not a good sign, because usually when you're a kid, you mostly like everything. And I was really big into, comic book movies. So Spider-Man and X-Men, those were like the first one that back in the days played. But I really liked this movie as a kid, and I recently binge-watched all of the X-Men movies from the first to Dark Phoenix. It's just, it's a hard movie to get through. It's not the worst story, but Jean Grey as the villain was really nice. Patrick Stewart did a good job, Amy Kelly did a good job as Magneto, and Hugh Jackman, and like the cast did a good job. When it comes to acting, the story really sucked. At number 9, we got Xmen Apocalypse. What can I say about that movie? It's just Lars guys did a good job. I forget the villain names, but did a good job. Patrick Stewart, James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender did a good job too, as Magneto and Charles Xavier. Like the cast was, again, it's they're not bad. Like they're still doing a good job when it comes to acting, but the story itself, it just didn't hit the spot. And I remember like movie came out, the critics were really after it, and I think when I first watched it, I hated it more than I did when I rewatched the movie. But it's still a bad movie, so still at number 9, it's not a good movie. Number 8, we have 2013 The Wolverine, the second Wolverine movie in Hugh Jackman trilogy of the solo trilogy, I should say. I love the Japan. Japan's my favorite country in the world, so I love the Japan, vibes we have in the movie. But it's just the decent story. I forget the name of the character, I'm sorry. But when he went to visit his old friend in Japan to give him his mutation power and everything, I don't know, it was just a weird story, and but it was really nice that they kind of shadow, spoiler alert, but Logan dying with his heart in his hand, which was his daughter, and Logan, 2017 Logan, little nice, future, thing they did there, but it was just not a good movie. Alright, number 7, it is 2016 Deadpool. Really first good movie for Ryan Reynolds. I love Deadpool. The jokes were really funny. Sorry. Ryan Reynolds did a good job writing. He did a lot of writing of the jokes and everything, mocking a lot of stuff. It was a good movie, good for his Deadpool. It was the fight was rated R2, but back then made it better. It was PG-13, doing a made a lot of words, but Ryan Reynolds did a good job with the first Deadpool. Number 6, we have the first X-Men for 2000. I love the movie. Good first movie for Hugh Jackman. If you ever never watched the Hugh Jackman talking about his audition for Wolverine for X-Men. You can watch it, it's hilarious. The story is hilarious. Good first movie. The introduction of the characters. I think for like 2000 movie, this and Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man Tobey, and then the Blade were all the first big comic movie that came out at the time, and they're all good. So it's a good movie. All right, top 5. My number 5 is Deadpool 2. I remember seeing the trailer and laughing so hard, and I went to see it in theaters, and oh my god, that movie was hilarious. And I'll never forget about that DC joke they did in that movie, which was so hard towards DC, but you know, DC has been shit. I don't know if James is gonna do anything about it, but yeah, good movie, good feeling. I love Cyclops, and I love the Juggernaut in that movie. I prefer the Juggernaut in that movie than X-Men 3. We really get the thick, big version of it. The baby legs, bro. Like there's so many funny moments. I think the reason this movie is good, and I think it's the same thing as Thor Ragnarok. It's funny, right? They try to go for funny, but they actually succeed at it. A lot of times, movies try to do that, but they don't, get to the jokes and don't get to the fan. This movie definitely did reach the fan when it comes to the funny part of it, and I love it too. I did. Number 4, we have X-Men 2 for number 4. I think it's definitely the best out of the original trilogy of the X-Men movies. Good movie, good story. Having Strikers, a first Striker in there, which is a lot better than the 2009 X-Men Origins Striker. Love the story. Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, they all did a good job, right? And seeing Nightcrawler was amazing. I do love the Nightcrawler we get for the Origins, the First Class trilogy, or 4 movie, I should say. But it's it's not the best. But Nightcrawler was a good character, and I would watch this movie every time. It's a good movie. All right, top 3. Let's do this. My top number 3 is X-Men First Class. Oh my god, what a beautiful movie to tell the origins of the X-Men, of how they were built and everything. I remember seeing this in theaters when I was 10, and I loved it. And I watched this movie like maybe twice a year. Yeah, nowadays, and again, recently been watched all of them, and I remember how I loved it. It was a while since I watched it, but like I remember how good it is. Like the origin story of it. Mystique, Jennifer Lawrence. We have James McAvoy with Charles Xavier, and the McAvoy did a good job. Sorry. Ursula Magneto. It's just a good movie, and you can't go wrong with that movie. Alright, if I'm being honest, number 1, number 2, I can change them depending on my moods. But for this, I'm gonna go with number 2. I'm gonna go with X-Men Days of the Future Past. Man, there's so much I can say about this movie. Saying Hugh Jackman in that movie was, I think, the best addition they could have done. I love the English. I forget his first name. That plays the little doctor. Loved it. I loved they started the movie with the apocalypse of like years later, about the Sentinel being upgraded. I loved you can see both older and younger version of Xavier and Eric in that movie. I love that. It's such a good movie to get through. And every time I watch it, I always get a good time. And also you see Hugh Jackman ass, which is very, very nice ass. And of course, my number 1 is Logan. Man, what an ending! Amazing ending to the the Wolverine of Hugh Jackman. Even though he's coming out for Deadpool 3, but at the time, man, I'm gonna say this, and again, kind of like hating for saying this, but I prefer the ending of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Logan, how he died, than Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man's in Endgame. I just love the. Again, and when I further into the character, but the red hair Japanese girl that was with him and the Wolverine said that he's gonna die with his heart in his hand, and he dies with his daughter hand, and it's just such a touching moment. And also seeing the X-23, or X-24, forgot the younger version of him try to kill him. Like he basically died by himself, just a stronger, younger version of him. I love that. And it was satisfying. The dying Wolverine or Logan was so good to see too. Seeing him being sick, and also seeing Patrick Stewart dying in that movie. It's just so good. It's just so much to add to that movie, and I think they did a good job. And I think it's definitely the best movie out of the Fox X-Men. I don't think nobody will disagree with me. It's one of the most satisfying ending too we've seen, and we have a nice send off for the character of Hugh Jackman Wolverine. there it is. This is my top 13 X-Men movies, my personal list. You guys want to, you can leave me in the comments what is your list, and where you're going to disagree. Please don't go and kill me in the comments if I did piss you off in this ranking. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. See you guys. Peace.